The lights dimmed inside the grand auditorium as the next contestant's name echoed across the stage. A slim Filipino boy, no older than 14, stepped into the spotlight with quiet confidence in his eyes. Dressed in a simple black jacket with a subtle vintage flair, he didn't look like someone about to shake the room. The judges, including the ever-critical Simon Cowell, glanced at their notes with mild curiosity. When asked what he would be performing, the boy answered softly, "A song by Elvis Presley." A ripple of surprise moved through the audience. Taking on a legend known as the King of Rock and Roll is no small task. The pressure was immense. Covering an icon whose voice defined generations can either make a performer unforgettable or expose them completely. As the instrumental introduction began, even Simon leaned back in his chair, skeptical yet intrigued, unsure whether this young hopeful truly understood the weight of the name he had just invoked. The first note left the boy's lips, and time seemed to freeze. It wasn't imitation, it was transformation. His tone carried a rich, velvety depth far beyond his years, echoing the warmth and power that once made Elvis a global phenomenon. Yet there was something fresh, something undeniably his own. He didn't caricature the legend. He honored him. His phrasing was controlled, his vibrato smooth, and his stage presence magnetic without being forced. The audience exchanged stunned glances as goosebumps spread through the crowd. It was as if the spirit of classic rock had been reborn in a new generation. Simon's eyebrows slowly lifted, his trademark smirk fading into genuine astonishment. The performance wasn't just good, it was commanding. The boy moved with subtle charisma, not exaggerated hip swings, but confident gestures that showed respect for the original artistry while carving his own identity. In that moment, he wasn't just a contestant. He was a storyteller, reviving a timeless sound. As the chorus soared, the energy inside the theater shifted dramatically. What began as curiosity transformed into electric excitement. Audience members, who moments earlier doubted his song choice, were now on their feet. His voice climbed effortlessly into powerful crescendos, then softened into tender, emotional lows that revealed remarkable control. It felt cinematic, almost unreal. The band followed his lead seamlessly, but it was clear who commanded the stage. Even the cameras seemed drawn to him, capturing every heartfelt expression. Simon Cowell, known worldwide for his brutally honest critiques, leaned forward with intense focus, clearly recognizing something extraordinary unfolding before him. The other judges whispered in disbelief. There are performances that entertain, and then there are performances that redefine expectations. This was the latter. The boy didn't just sing an Elvis song. He transported everyone to another era while simultaneously proving that talent has no age, no boundaries, and no limitations when passion drives it. Midway through the performance, an emotional connection formed between the singer and the audience that could not be manufactured. His eyes closed during a softer bridge, and for a brief second, vulnerability replaced confidence. It was raw and authentic. That fragility made the powerful notes that followed even more breathtaking. The contrast between gentle emotion and commanding strength showcased a maturity rarely seen in performers so young. Simon's expression had completely changed. Gone was the skepticism, replaced with admiration. The crowd erupted into spontaneous applause even before the final chorus hit. It wasn't just about vocal similarity, it was about soul. The boy understood that Elvis wasn't merely a voice, but a feeling, an embodiment of passion, rebellion, and heart. By tapping into that emotional core, he transcended imitation and delivered something deeply personal. Every note felt intentional, every pause meaningful. He wasn't chasing perfection. He was chasing connection, and he found it. When the final note rang out, it hung in the air like a suspended heartbeat. Silence followed, just for a second, before the entire auditorium exploded into thunderous applause. The judges rose to their feet. Simon Cowell, often reserved with praise, stood slowly, clapping with a rare, genuine smile. That single gesture spoke volumes. The Filipino boy stood center stage, breathing heavily, overwhelmed by the response. His eyes shimmered with disbelief as cheers echoed around him. Simon eventually spoke, his voice measured yet sincere. He acknowledged the enormous risk of choosing an Elvis Presley classic and praised the young performer for not only meeting expectations, but surpassing them. It was a moment of validation that every aspiring artist dreams of, the acknowledgement that their courage paid off. The performance didn't just impress, it inspired. It reminded everyone watching that greatness can emerge from the most unexpected places, and that legends can live on through new voices brave enough to honor them. By the time the episode aired, the performance had already begun its journey toward viral fame. Clips spread across social media, drawing millions of views from fans around the world. Comments flooded in, praising the boy's confidence, vocal power, and respectful tribute to the king of rock and roll. For many viewers, it wasn't just nostalgia, it was hope. Hope that classic music still resonates. Hope that young artists still value timeless craftsmanship. And hope that raw, undeniable talent can still surprise even the toughest critics. Simon Cowell's stunned reaction became one of the most replayed moments, symbolizing the universal shock felt by everyone who witnessed it. The Filipino boy didn't just channel Elvis Presley. He reignited a legacy for a new generation. And in doing so, he proved that when courage meets preparation and passion meets opportunity, magic truly happens under the spotlight.